Welcome to Sapienza 47. We have two targets for you. Congressman Anthony L. Trout, a veteran of the invasion of Grenada, and Richard J. McGee. Though at first glance these two might not seem connected, they have a long-standing collaboration manipulating Trout's political opposition. Trout sends McGee after his weak but potentially dangerous adversaries and lets McGee manipulate and ultimately break them. Trout and McGee are in Sapienza on an arcane meet and greet with European moneymen and power brokers ahead of a possible presidential bid in 2024. We know that Trout is staying at the Via Caruso in the town square, but McGee's business is much more clandestine, and we don't have a location for where he will be. All we know is that he is to meet a Keith Keeble, a rich young man and possibly their next victim. Time to show them the consequences of political manipulation. Good luck, 47.
Yo, what's up guys, my name is Mr. Freeze2244 and welcome to an Elusive Target The Deceivers, which is the first Elusive Target in Hitman 3, and this is taking place in Sapienza. I'm going to show you three methods, and all of them obviously going to be completed Silent Assassin. For method 1, we're going to use 2 lethal poison vials. In method 2, we're going to use 1 lethal poison, and in method 3, we're not going to use any equipment at all. So, if you have 2, 1, or 0 amount of equipment, then follow which method, whatever you want to. For Richard McGee, for method 2 and 3, we use something completely different. But for method 1, we're going to start in the kitchen, bring along 2 lethal poison vials, and all the lethal poison pills, whichever one you may have, in terms of lethal consumption poison. And we're going to bring along a pistol as well. So from the very start, we are actually going to take out this camera right here, shoot that. And then from this point, you don't need the pistol anymore, so go ahead and drop it. You don't need that anymore. Because we need to come back through this area to get frisked anyway, so you can't get through a frisking zone without dropping that pistol. So, come into this little fountain and grab the 3 coins as well, because we're going to need those. And what you're going to do is when you're over here, we're going to throw a coin just over this bar here, just over this ledge I should say. That's going to stop Richard from starting his conversation, and then we're going to throw another coin to make sure he doesn't sit back down, just so we have enough time to get over there to poison his coffee. Like I said, if this is inconsistent for you, don't worry about it. Method 2 and Method 3 is a completely different kill, different method for Richard McGee. So don't worry about if this poisoning is a little bit inconsistent for you. Don't worry about it. I've got you covered in Method 2 and 3. So we should have at least 1 coin back on us now. We need that coin. And make sure you can get through the frisking zone. Like I said, you should have dropped that pistol a little bit earlier on. Richard McGee will drink his coffee and he would be poisoned. So that's him taken care of. At this point, because you completed 1 objective, you can't restart anymore. But you can just close your application, whether you're on console or PC, and you'll be able to replay this Elusive Target. So as long as you don't die, you can basically replay it anytime you want to. Once you're in the cellar here, we're just going to throw a coin over there to distract this waiter. He's an enforcer, so we need to get him out of the way. And then we're going to quickly get over to this glass of wine and poison it with a lethal poison vial that you have remaining. And that's pretty much it. All we've got to do now is head to the exit. We can't take the car exit anymore because in Season 1, there was a guy with a yellow shirt who used to stand in the road taking pictures. So if you took that exit, you would run him over and ruin your Silent Assassin. They eventually fixed that in Season 1. Here's the guy in the yellow shirt on the bench there. But yeah, they would eventually fix that in Season 1, but they never actually, put the car exit back into this Elusive Target, unfortunately. But it's no problem. We've got to wait for Trout to drink that glass of wine anyway, so the best exit is going to be the pier, the harbour exit. We're going to wait at the boat and take that as an exit. It can be random how long it actually takes for Anthony Trout to actually drink that wine. It can take 5 minutes, it can take 10 minutes, it can take 15 minutes, it could take a long time because his route to the basement itself is random. So he'll go in the library, he'll go in the study, and he'll go into the basement, the wine cellar, and all that kind of stuff. He goes all over the place, and his route is random, so he could get there quickly, or he could take a long time. So don't worry about it, though. He will eventually drink that wine. It just takes a long time. So I'm just skipping ahead here. Here is the target being eliminated. So you will eventually get this picture-in-picture on the top left corner, and then you'll be allowed to leave via the exit on the boat. So that's how you do Method 1. So Method 2... we have 1 lethal poison vial, or lethal poison pill, whichever one you may have. We're going to bring along a lockpick, a pistol, and we're going to start in the main square, which is the default location. And with this, what we need to do is bump into Richard McGee to interrupt his conversation. What that's going to do is skip his conversation, and that's going to make him go into the building a little bit faster, so we can get him into position, so we don't have to trigger this a little bit later on. So we just bumped into there. Once he stands up, he will walk away, along with Keith. What we're going to do now is go through the apartment building and get ourselves a kitchen assistant disguise. Because for Anthony Trout, we are going to poison him the same way we did in method 1. However, we're just taking a slightly different route, that's all. So we're going to go up the stairs, we're going to go pass through Rocco's apartment as well. Because we've got a lockpick, we may as well use it. It's a little bit faster than going through our apartment and climbing up the ledge. So you may as well just come through here. Grab the kitchen assistant disguise. So we've got no enforcers in the mansion. And then we can drop down. Once we drop down, we're going to take out this camera. Just so we don't get spotted by that thing. And then we're going to pass through the fountain itself as well. Just going to grab some coins. And then we're going to do the same thing which we did in method 1 to distract the waiter. So the waiter's going to be leaning against this wall. So what we're actually going to do is just chuck a coin in the corner over there. That's going to get the waiter's attention. Well, it should do. Okay, let's throw another one. Come on, work with me. There we go. Right. Now you're here, you can go ahead and poison this glass of wine. He's the unenforcer down here, so he was the only guy you needed to worry about. But once we've poisoned that glass of wine, he is essentially going to take care of itself, that kill. Just like it did in method 1. Again, it can be random how long that takes. For this particular method, it took a long time, but again, it's random how long it takes. But we're now going to take care of Richard McGee, so we're going to need to go over to the building where he is. And it's going to be relatively straightforward, really. Once you get there, we'll see. You'll see what I mean. Just going to grab some extra coins here. There's 3 coins just laying on the table, so you may as well just grab some. We need at least 1 anyway for this next part. So there's going to be a chef outside. He's not an enforcer, so don't worry. But that chef there, you need to be careful with him because he is an enforcer to this disguise. And he can occasionally lean out that window, so just be careful with that. Once we're up here, we're going to come through into this window. And Richard McGee is going to be in the next room. What we're going to do, open the door and let him see you just before the meter peaks. And just before it peaks, he is going to come over to investigate. Don't let him fully spot you though. And then we're going to drop a coin in the middle of the room. And we're going to hide behind this door just like we are doing right now. It's important to not let him get a spot. Not let him spot us. If he spots you, restart. Just click pause and restart the mission. But what we wanted to do is see the coin and come further into the room. And then we're going to subdue him once we do that. And then throw him out the window. And when you throw them out the window, it's going to be an accident fall. So it'll be an accident kill. His body will be found immediately. Don't worry about it. It's an accident kill. You will completely be fine and still retain your silent assassin rating. Climb down this pipe. Again, watch out for the chef that's leaning out the window, possibly at that point in time. Slide all the way down the pipe and then follow the route I'm going. Don't turn left because there's a bodyguard down there and he turns into an enforcer once that body is found. So don't go that way. Turn right like I have done. And from this point, it all it literally is running to an exit because Anthony Trout's death is going to take care of itself. And we've already taken care of Richard McGee. So that's essentially it for this method. I'm going to speed up until the end. And yeah. So fortunately for me, it didn't take too long. It only took around about the 7-minute mark before he drank the wine. The good thing is the further you are away from the target, the less conversation and the quicker his routes are. So that's method 2. Method 3, we're not going to use any equipment, so you don't even need a pistol really. We're going to start in the main square. And we are going to do the same thing for Richard McGee. What we're going to do is just bump into him to skip his conversation, just so he can move straight on into the next building. We're going to grab these 3 coins off the table. Like I said, bump into him to skip his scripted conversation. He will walk away. There we go. And now we're going to pass through the apartment building and again grab the kitchen assistant disguise so we can get down into the kitchen itself, grab ourselves some poison. Because either way, we're poisoning Trout for all three, but the third method is just not going to be involving a lethal poison. But it doesn't matter. I'm going to unlock this door, pass through our apartment, come through the back, leap up onto this ledge, and into the building. We can get our kitchen assistant disguise right here. Now we can drop down and go back through the kitchen in the mansion itself. In the kitchen, if you once you enter it and you take a right, there's going to be some rat poison just sitting on the counter. You need to go and grab that. And then we're going to go back into the basement itself. So just come through here, down the stairs. Don't forget that waiter downstairs is an enforcer in the next area, so what we're going to do is put the housekeeping disguise on. So now we're no longer enforcers around this area, but we are going to distract him the same way by chucking a coin over here. That's going to get his attention, and once he moves away, we can go ahead and poison this wine with the rat poison that we picked up. Right. While that takes care of that, we are going to come back to Anthony Trout a little bit later on, because like I said, it does take a while for him to even come down the basement, so we're going to go and take care of Richard McGee first, and then come back into the building. Just going to grab another coin from the fountain there. But yeah, we're just going to go over there as well. If you did bring a pistol though, you can go ahead and ditch that. We don't need that pistol anymore, because we need to get back through that area for the frisking. So I'll advise you when to drop the pistol anyway, so it's a nice and safe area. This disguise is better than the kitchen staff disguise when doing this method compared to method 2, because there's less enforcers. Climb up this pipe, it's no longer a trespassing zone. You don't have to worry about this chef because he's no longer an enforcer to you. And you can come up here, get into the bathroom, and it's the same thing as we did in method 2. So what we need to do again, open the door, make sure he sees you just before it peaks. And he will come over to investigate then. It's the peekaboo method. Then we're going to drop a coin in the middle of the bathroom and hide behind this door just like we are doing now. Again, if he spots you, restart the mission. It's not worth it, because he's going to panic everybody, so don't worry about it. So what he should do though is finish his dialogue here and then see the coin and then move further into the bathroom. And then we're going to close the door behind him and then subdue him. Once you've done that, just throw him out the window for an accident kill. Like I said for method 2, his body is going to be found, but it's an accident kill. It's not going to affect your silent assassin, so don't worry about it. Then we're going to leap out the window, retrace our steps, and slide all the way back down the pipe, and then we need to head back down to the mansion area. In that bathroom is where you should have dropped your pistol, but you can drop it anywhere. Is there any safe point to drop it? Because again, you need to get through to the villa itself. So what I'm actually going to do is just drop it over here. As long as no one sees me drop it, we're completely fine. But it probably would have been a better idea if we dropped it in that bathroom after we'd taken out Richard. That has allowed us now to get back through into this villa. You can keep your pistol if you want to. You can go back through the apartment, but I don't see a purpose to keeping the pistol. I shouldn't have even brought it. You don't even need it. So what we're going to do now is pretty much just wait for Anthony Trout to get poisoned, because he's going to take a while. So we're going to get into position and we're just going to wait into the basement, because I don't know where he is right now. We could be looking around for a while. So what I'm going to do is just wait here until he comes down. So yeah, after a while he does come down, drinks the wine, and he's going to go to the bathroom. He does have 2 bodyguards, but they are not enforcers. No one's an enforcer around this area. This is a very powerful disguise here in this area. So what we're going to do is just hide behind this door, just like we are doing right now. Anthony Trout's going to come in here to be sick in that toilet, and what we're going to do is just drown him for a free accident kill. So just go ahead and just drown him whenever you get the prompt. Just going to wait for that guard to turn around before we do it. There we go. What we even could have done is just overflowed that sink there, and we could have put down a micro taser, and we could have tased him, really, looking back on it retrospectively. But there we go, it's a free accident kill, even if his body is found, which it won't be, but even if it is, you'll still keep your silent assassin, just like I said earlier. It's a free accident kill, and now you just need to run to an exit, and it's just as simple as that. There's no enforcer from here on out. You're guaranteed to have the silent assassin rating, so I'm just going to skip to the end. So So here we go, here's the exit, and we can get our official time. I mean, I've done it 3 times, but I haven't actually left the mission, otherwise I wouldn't have been able to do this again for the 3rd time. So it is a really poor time at the end of the day, because it's we did it the longest way there is possible. But I could have done this in about 2 or 3 minutes really overall, if I used some more powerful equipment. But there we go, we get the Silent Assassin, we get all the confirmations there of that. Also, you may not know this, but you can get rewards for elusive targets. I'm going to do a separate video on that to explain it more a little bit better. But yes, there we go, there's a confirmation of a Silent Assassin. So hopefully one of these methods I've helped you out at least. And that's going to do it for this video. So thank you very much for watching. Feel free to drop a like in this video if it helped you out. Subscribe if you want to the channel. And hit the bell notification to be notified of all future videos and live streams. Consider supporting me on Patreon, or even becoming a member of the channel by clicking the join button below, or clicking the link in the description as well. I want to say a big shout out to Paul Lilly, Big D, Bedry, Arjal, Constantine, and Mark David, and the Crazy Jesus becoming top tier Psycho Assassin members. I really do appreciate it. If you want your name read out as well, all you got to do is become a Psycho Assassin member. I'll be sure to read your name out in the month of March. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Cheers.